Carolina Weather Watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for your Monday evening. Now, looking at the radar right now, there's not a lot going on for the state, except for if you're down here near Beaufort, South Carolina, and just near Hilton Head Island as well, and also over there near other coastal regions, other beaches as well. See some showers and maybe even some downpours as well. If we move on to the MRMS though, let me move this. There we go. So if we scroll our way out, here's the winter weather radar. You can see that we do have heavy rain going on inside the Dakotas right now, as we even up here inside of Minnesota. Do have some scattered showers and storms potentially in Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Some storms and some downpour inside the west. Even the Rockies, the southern Rockies, and parts of the Four Corners region are actually receiving some rain. Even some flooding potentially as well. And look up here into the Northeast. The Northeast is looking fantastic. No rain is falling for them, so that's good for them. The West also, if you look at the 3 states to the west, 4 states to the west, most is clear. Most, nothing's going on. And even up there inside of Canada, they do have some tornado warnings up there. So let's move on and talk about cloud cover. Cloud cover right now, just low clouds going from like Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Augusta as well. Maybe even some higher clouds going into like Savannah as well. And as you move, here's our cloud cover total percentage. You move this forward, you can see that that clouds are going to continue to kind of move towards the low country PD regions of South Carolina. It will kind of like stabilize as it gets towards those regions. And then as it continues through more, it's pretty much the clouds will start to form up there inside the upstate and it move down to the low country and it kind of stays steady and it will kind of like replace kind of like the old clouds that were there, kind of like in a cycle. Here is our current temperatures: 80 in Columbia, 77 in Charleston, 79 in Savannah, 79 in Myrtle Beach, 80 in Augusta, 77 in Greenville, 79 in Anderson, 73 in Rock Hill. Here's our hot low temperatures for tonight. Low temperatures around 68 in Columbia, 74 inside of Charleston, 76 inside of Hilton Head Island, 70 in Myrtle Beach, 64 in Rock Hill, 65 Spartanburg, 66 inside of Greenville, 67 inside of Anderson. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours. For the next 24 or so hours, you can see that pretty much most of it stays confined to the coast. Around 1 to 1.5 inches are possible near Hilton Head Island, maybe even a half an inch to an inch near Charleston, and even a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch near Walterboro, Moncks Corner, Georgetown, Orangeburg, Barnwell, and Aiken as well. Here's our SPC outlook for the rest of pretty much for the next 3 or so days. TSTM is possible. That goes tonight for just the low country of South Carolina. For tomorrow, we do have a more kind of like a linear thread. You can kind of see like the line kind of gets straight. So pretty much everywhere below this line that you can see below that gray line has a chance of seeing some thunderstorms. So pretty much like just to the south of Columbia. And then over here on day 3 for our Wednesday, we also do have a chance to see some thunderstorms as well for mainly western South Carolina, and then pretty much from the low country of South Carolina all the way up to Georgetown County, South Carolina. Here's our excessive rainfall. Still have that moderate risk in effect for the Charleston region, as well as I think it's pretty much shrinking at this point. No, it's still about the same. So right now at my house, because I'm pretty sure, yes, I am inside the moderate risk of excessive rainfall, or I may have actually just gotten taken out of it. I'm not sure, but at my house, I got 1.5 inches in around an hour or two. So it was actually a lot of rain, especially for an hour or two. I do have some pictures as well. I did post it on Twitter, so if you actually stay until the end, I'll show you all that as well. But here, excessive rainfall, here's day 1. Here's tomorrow, day 2. See that marginal risk only goes into like the very coastal regions of the low country of South Carolina. It goes pretty much from just to the west of Charleston all the way down into Beaufort and Hilton Head Island. Go into day 3, nothing for day 3, 4, or 5. So now let's talk about the models and see what they show for tonight and going into tomorrow, the next couple of days. So here's the HRRR. Wait for this thing to do its little thing. Let me see if I can refresh. Oh, there it goes. All right. So here's the HRRR. Deciding not to do anything now. All right. Well, no models for tonight. Then we're going to wait for that thing to load up a little bit, see what happens with that. But let's talk about the tropics then, and let's skip right over. So here is Hurricane Beryl right here, or some people say Beryl. Um, just the way how I saw it, I thought it might be Beryl actually, but I know it's a girl name. But it says tropical storm force winds, dangerous waves, and heavy rainfall are expected to continue through this evening, while the core of Beryl pulls away from the southern Windward Islands. Beryl is forecast to remain a powerful hurricane as it moves across the Caribbean Sea later this week. A tropical storm warning has been issued for the south coast of Hispaniola. Hurricane conditions are possible in Jamaica on Wednesday, where a hurricane watch is in effect. I'm pretty sure it's a hurricane warning now. So hurricane warnings now in effect for Jamaica. And then we even have interest in the Cayman Island, the Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula, and then the remainder of the northwestern Caribbean and the southwestern Gulf of Mexico should monitor the progress of Beryl. Additional watches and warnings will likely be required during the next day or two. So that's the update on Beryl if you wanted to see that. And then here, let's go and go over to the other models. Oh, let me show you. Actually, let me show you the track right now. Let me show you the track. Let me move to tropicaltidbits.com and let me show y'all this. So as y'all can see here on Tropical Tidbits, we move to the current storms. You can see Beryl right here. That it's mainly forecasted right now to go kind of up through Yucatan and up towards either southeastern, well, probably eastern Texas or western Louisiana. Right now, that's the main track right now, and at 999 millibar, that's probably like a weak tropical storm. If I was to try and guess, it might be a tropical depression. But then, we have a couple of stragglers that try to go down towards the Pacific Ocean, south into the Pacific Ocean. We have some that goes all the way up into like Florida. So again, but the main track right now is going over towards Louisiana. Now there are some hurricane models as well that are saying that the main threat will probably be again over towards southeastern Texas or just southern Texas in general, and then portions of the northeastern portion of Mexico as well, and then some stragglers go all the way up into Louisiana as well. But that's that. Let's talk about Invest 96 now, which is the little system that's behind it. You can see that we do have a yellow there now. It was actually, I think it was an orange and a red, but it has since been downtrending. And as you can see, disorganized showers and thunderstorms have diminished somewhat in association with the area of low pressure located over 1,000 miles east-southeast of the Windward Islands. Environmental conditions only appear marginally conducive for additional development of this system, but a tropical depression could still form during the next few days while it moves generally westward at 15 to 20 miles an hour across the central and western tropical Atlantic. Interest in the Lesser Antilles should monitor the progress of the system. Low of 20, and then through the next 7 days around 40. So let's show that right now. Here's what 96L is supposed to do. 96L is supposed to go pretty much the same place that Beryl has went, which is now, I don't think I mentioned it, but it is now a record-breaking storm. That was the first ever, because Beryl right now is a very, very high-end Category 4, and that was the first ever Category 4 that we've ever seen in June. So that just that's just a little message right there for what this hurricane season will be like and how it will be very above average. So that's why I've been telling you guys since probably April, May, whenever that this hurricane season was going to be big. But here is Invest 96L. Again, going in the same path, really. And then here's some of the other models as well. Has it actually getting into, some models have it going into like the high 980s. That's like I think that's like a high-end tropical storm. But most have it just going just to be a regular low pressure, nothing really too much. So we'll continue to watch for that. And that's pretty much it in terms of the tropics. Does the models want to load now? That's the big question. They do. Let's go to the 18Z and see what happens there. It is still loading. Okay. Well, we're going to go straight to the models then. Let that thing happen, and then let me fix this real quick. There we go. All right. So I should be back. Should be fine now. But here is the GFS model right here. Let me zoom my way in. So here we go. As we push this forward, you can see that nothing's really going on for most of South Carolina, especially as we get into July the 4th. I was talking about July the 4th for a while, and I was saying that pretty much July the 4th is going to be a pretty nice day. July the 5th is probably going to be a bit more active. July the 6th and the 7th maybe just as active, and then July the 8th may have to watch out for some thunderstorms as well. Maybe some of them could be strong to severe. The 9th as well, maybe even going to the 10th and the 11th. The 12th and the 13th brings just some more showers and thunderstorms again. 14th, same thing. 15th and the 16th, more widespread. 17th, same thing. So it's going to be a very active next couple of days, especially for because it's summer. You know, we have that tropical moisture over us, and as well with the sun being out, that also aids in also helping those storms fire up because it gets hotter, it gets more destabilized as well. So let's talk to the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And here is some of the chats. So let's check them out. We have Miss Oliver says, good evening, and how's the weather in Honia? I think that's how you say that, South Carolina. Well, we'll check that out in a second. The models, by the way, just loaded up. So we'll talk if we can even show those. I don't even know what's going on with that, but I will try that again later. But good evening, JP. I hope all is well. Hope all is well with you today, cousin. Today is pretty fine for me. Nothing's really going on. Good evening, Jay. A fantastic job. Keep striving for perfection. Thank you. I will try to. And then good evening, nephew. What does it look like for Georgetown, probably South Carolina? I will get to talk about that in just a second. I'm going to try this instead. Let's go down to here. We're just going to do it the old-fashioned way and move on to the 23Z instead. And we're going to go to here. And I'm going to actually search it up. And let's see. Or maybe it might try it now. It seems like it wants to. Yes, it wants to try. So never mind. We're back. We don't have to go old-fashioned. We can just do the thing that we've regularly been doing. So let's type in Honia, South Carolina. Let me just make sure that I say that right. Is it Honia? I don't know if it is or not. I'm gonna guess I found something named Honia Path, just to the south and east of Anderson, as well. I think that that's the one that you're talking about. Yeah, South Carolina. That's the only thing that I can see inside of South Carolina. I see Honda, but I don't think you're talking about Honda. So I'm gonna guess that it's this one. So I am going to just do the forecast for this area. Probably for the same thing that we do for like San Antonio and Raleigh. We'll just go over just if it's gonna rain or if it's going to rain and what's the temperatures looking like. So pushing this forward, going through tonight, nothing for tonight really. But then as you go into tomorrow, nothing for tomorrow either. And even the 4th was going to be pretty much a nice day for most. So it seems like right now that it's going to be rain free up there. And then in terms of, let me check this out real quick. All right. So in terms of temperature wise, let me make sure I got this right. All right. So I'm checking out the temperatures for Honia Path, I'm going to assume. Low temperatures tonight around 70, and then as you go into tomorrow, high temperatures around 90, and then low temperatures tomorrow night around 68, and around 93 on July the 3rd on Wednesday. So that's pretty much that. let's go and talk about Georgetown now. Up here near Georgetown, South Carolina. Move this back. And as you go into tonight, low temperatures around 71. High temperatures tomorrow around 82. And then low temperatures tomorrow around 71. And then high temperatures on July the 3rd, which seems to be around 84.8. So around 85, somewhere around there. And then in terms of precipitation-wise, let's move through there. No precipitation expected for tomorrow morning, nothing for tomorrow afternoon, and nothing for pretty much nothing for tomorrow, and nothing going for you on Wednesday as well. So now let's go down over here and talk about San Antonio, and then we'll do Raleigh, and then I'll go over the things. So if you're in South Carolina, don't leave just yet. I still have a couple more things to say real quick. So moving this forward, for San Antonio, seems to be no precipitation is expected for the next 48 hours. And then temperature-wise, as you move through to tonight, wait for that little blue thing at the top. Low temperatures for tonight seems to be around 76, somewhere around there, 75. And then once you go into tomorrow afternoon, high temperatures around 100. Tomorrow night, low temperatures around 77, and then 93 at 2 o'clock on your Wednesday. Let's go up here to Raleigh, and let's talk about temperatures and precipitation up here. And moving up to Raleigh, North Carolina. Move into tonight. Low temperatures around 60, seems to be just around 60. High temperatures around 87, and then around low temperatures around 63. And then 89 at around 2 o'clock. So that is for Raleigh. And also with precipitation wise, move on to the composite reflectivity. We move this forward. Let's let this thing push its way out. Seems like no precipitation really for the next 48 hours for Raleigh either. So no precipitation is expected for most of those places. If not, I'm pretty sure all of those places actually don't really have the chance to see any type of precipitation for the next 48 hours. So temperatures will still be pretty hot, though, especially in like San Antonio as well. But now that I got those out the way, I do have to say something real quick. I have two things. Number one, here was my video that I had today. Just on Twitter, on South Carolina. That my Twitter, by the way, is just 360_weather. If you just type in South Carolina weather, it will be right there. But this was at my house today. Just rain that I got, and you see the right by my house. You can see like a little you almost see like a little creek starting to form. Puddles all around the yard. I do have some backyard photos as well, but I have not posted them. So maybe if I get them tomorrow, I will. And then here is the precipitation rates that I had. There was one time to where it was around 4.25 inches per hour. And around precipitation total around 1.35 inches as well. So that's how much precipitation that I got today, around 1.5. This was like a bit before the rain stopped, so it was only at 1.35. But if it was to rain consistently for like that hour, I would have gotten at least a good 4 inches of rain, and that would have been considered as flash flooding. So luckily it did calm down, and I didn't get just some minor flooding. That's pretty much all that happened. Now there is one more thing that I would like to say before anyone heads out. And that is, with this, I think that I'm pretty sure, hold on, man, I need that rain. Send me some, Joseph, please. I can't, unfortunately, but if I could, I would, but I can't. It's been a good dose of rain, though, but it was, again, nothing really I can do. Hopefully, you do get some rain, though. But moving into this, because I do want to talk about this, because this was pretty important. But I do want to talk because this person named Matt Wallace on Twitter. Let me just scroll my way in. Just make sure that you guys don't believe all this stuff that you see, because this person said, urgent warning, the media is, lying, all that kind of stuff. Shows a high probability Hurricane Beryl would make landfall in Texas as a major Category 5. That is way too far out to even talk about, so I don't know why they're talking about it this far out. But it shows pretty much one of the model runs that it had was over here in Houston would get hit by a Category 5 hurricane. That's not going to happen, and it's a bit, and we're too far out to even happen. But I mean, it is a model run, so we can't call it impossible. So, but that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I'm not going to get too much in depth with it, but I just wanted to let you guys know that there will be people saying that, oh, a Category 5 will hit this place or a Category 5 will hit this place. Always make sure to check with your local officials as well, your local meteorologists, and me, if you want to. And if we start saying stuff about it, then that means that you should probably start paying attention. But if you just see some random person on Twitter saying like, "Oh, Category 5 is about to occur," I wouldn't trust it yet until I start seeing some more people starting to say stuff about it. But that's all on that. I'm not getting into that too much. But on a more higher note, I think we're at 135 subscribers. We had 133 when we started, and now we're at 135. So thank you to everyone that's been tuning in to that today, and everyone that's subscribed as well. We have 11 people inside the chat right now, and only 6 likes. Let's go and get that like button up. And that's pretty much all that I have. I see a hi Joseph in the chat. Hello, and that's all that I see. So, no, if we have no other questions, I'm going to head out. Remember, don't believe all the things that you see without any type of clarification from somebody else, especially when it comes to weather-wise, because people will do that. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. So, make sure you guys are watching out, and that's all that I have. So, everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday evening, and I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, with another forecast.